Life is a long journey filled with lessons that reveal themselves only with time. There are things we learn quickly, and there are things that only make sense decades later. Just keep it in your pocket. An old saying goes it means to hold on to wisdom, advice, or truth that you might not understand right now, but one day you'll thank someone for giving it to you. This message isn't about coins, paper, or possessions. It's about treasures of wisdom that stay with you and sustain you long after everything else fades. When you're young, it's easy to believe that strength, beauty, or money will be the pillars of your success. But those who have walked farther in life know that integrity, faith, patience, and humility are worth more than any treasure. Someone may give you a piece of advice that feels unnecessary, outdated, or even hard to follow, but if you keep it in your pocket, hold it in your heart, it may become your greatest asset in the storms of life. There will be days when you'll want to give up, when the world seems unfair, when people hurt you without reason, when your efforts go unnoticed. In those moments, you'll reach into your pocket. Not your physical one, but the pocket of your spirit, and find the words, lessons, and truths that were once shared with you. Maybe your parents told you to stay honest no matter what, or a teacher taught you to never stop learning, or a preacher reminded you that God's timing is perfect. Those words, once simple, will become gold when life tests your patience. Wisdom is not always loud or glamorous. It's quiet, hidden, sometimes ignored. But it waits. When you carry it within you, it becomes the compass that keeps you from getting lost. It tells you when to speak and when to stay silent, when to fight and when to forgive, when to hold on and when to let go. The person who told you, just keep it in your pocket, knew that you might not need it now, but one day, when your strength is low and your choices are heavy, you'll remember it, and it will save you. In a world obsessed with instant results and quick satisfaction, few people keep anything for later. But those who store wisdom, kindness, and faith, those who invest in the unseen, they find that life repays them 100-fold. You may not see the fruit today, but years from now, you'll look back and say, I'm so glad I kept that in my pocket. So hold tight to every word of truth, every principle of goodness, every reminder of hope. Carry them quietly, guard them closely, and trust that one day they'll be worth more than gold. True wisdom is like a hidden treasure, often overlooked until the moment life demands its value. When someone says, just keep it in your pocket, they are telling you to hold on to something you might not understand yet, but will one day realize was priceless. The wisdom you receive today may seem unnecessary, boring, or irrelevant, but with time, it becomes the anchor that keeps you steady through life's storms. The power of hidden wisdom lies not in its immediate use, but in its lasting worth. Every piece of advice, every truth, every principle given in love or experience carries within it a seed that only grows when planted in the soil of time. When you are young or inexperienced, it's easy to dismiss wise counsel because it doesn't fit your current circumstances. You might think that doesn't apply to me, or I already know better, but what you don't realize is that life has a way of testing every word you've ever ignored. There will come a time when the same advice you once brushed aside will suddenly make sense, when the truth you once thought was outdated becomes your lifeline. That is why it's important to store wisdom even when it doesn't feel relevant. Keep it in your pocket like a note from someone who truly loves you, and one day, when you are standing at a crossroads, you'll reach for it and find direction. Hidden wisdom works quietly. It doesn't demand attention or reward you immediately. It simply waits like a silent teacher for the day you're ready to understand it. Many of life's lessons can't be explained, they must be lived. A parent telling a child to save money, choose friends wisely, or trust God in hard times may sound repetitive or controlling, but those same lessons become golden when reality sets in. Only after walking through disappointment or loss does one realize the truth behind such words. The wisdom that once felt small suddenly becomes the very thing that sustains you. Keeping wisdom in your pocket means cultivating humility, the willingness to learn, to listen, and to value what others have discovered before you. Pride convinces us that we already know everything, but humility keeps us teachable. A teachable heart gathers treasures that time can't steal. Every conversation, every sermon, every book, every mistake carries a fragment of truth meant to guide you later. The wise don't throw those fragments away. They store them carefully, knowing that one day they will form a complete picture. Life's most valuable truths rarely come with flashing lights or loud announcements. They come in whispers, through experiences, through people, through God's quiet voice speaking in still moments. So when someone offers you wisdom, even if you don't understand it now, don't discard it. Keep it close. The greatest favor you can do for your future self is to preserve what your present self doesn't yet appreciate. One day, when the winds of life blow hard, you'll reach into your pocket, find that old truth and say, "Now I understand and I'm grateful I kept it." Patience is one of life's most powerful yet most overlooked virtues. It is not simply waiting, but waiting with the right attitude, trusting that everything will come together in the right time. The world today celebrates speed and instant gratification, but the greatest blessings often come slowly, shaped by process, not haste. When you keep patience in your pocket, you are keeping a shield that guards your heart from frustration and your mind from fear. It reminds you that what is meant for you will not pass you by, no matter how delayed it seems. Patience is not weakness, it is quiet strength. It is the faith that even in silence, something divine is happening behind the scenes. Many people lose their way because they cannot wait. They want results immediately, answers, breakthroughs, recognition, but the truth is, growth doesn't happen in a day, it happens daily. A seed planted in the soil must first be hidden before it blooms. The waiting season is not wasted. It is the season where roots grow deeper, where character is formed, and where God prepares you for what's coming. When you carry patience in your heart, you begin to see delays not as disappointments, but as divine protection. You understand that sometimes the thing you're asking for isn't ready for you yet, or perhaps you aren't ready for it. Either way, patience transforms waiting into preparation. There will be moments when you will feel forgotten, unseen, or left behind. You will look around and see others advancing while you remain in the same place. It's in those moments that patience whispers, "Hold on, your time is coming." What is for you cannot be taken by anyone else. The race of life is not about speed but endurance. God doesn't measure you by how fast you move, but by how faithfully you stay the course. When you rush, you risk breaking what was meant to be built carefully. Patience teaches you to trust the timing, to believe that even in pauses, purpose is being written. Every person who has achieved greatness had to wait. Abraham waited decades for his promise. Joseph endured years of injustice. David spent seasons in the wilderness before becoming king. Each of them had to carry patience like a hidden gem in their pocket, trusting that every delay had a reason. They didn't understand it at first, but they learned that patience is not passive, it is active trust. It is choosing peace over panic, prayer over pressure, and faith over frustration. The one who learns to wait well is the one who walks with wisdom. When you keep patience in your pocket, you protect your peace. You no longer force doors open, you let them open naturally when the moment is right. You no longer chase what isn't yours. You rest knowing that what's yours will find its way. Life's most beautiful things are worth waiting for: love that lasts, success with substance, blessings that bring peace. And one day, when your waiting turns into fulfillment, you'll look back and realize that patience wasn't a delay. It was preparation for destiny. Integrity is the foundation upon which every lasting success is built. It is the quiet strength that defines your character when no one is watching, and the moral compass that guides you when life presents easy shortcuts. To keep integrity in your pocket means to treasure honesty, truth, and righteousness even when compromise seems convenient. In a world where deception is often rewarded and manipulation can bring temporary gain, integrity stands as a timeless virtue that never loses its value. It may not make you popular, and it may not make you rich overnight, but it will earn you something far greater: peace, trust, and divine favor. The person who lives with integrity walks with confidence because they have nothing to hide and nothing to fear. Integrity is not tested when life is easy. It is tested when temptation offers a faster path. It is in those quiet moments of decision, when no one is there to applaud or condemn, that your true character is revealed. Choosing honesty over deceit may cost you in the short term, but it rewards you with strength and respect that cannot be taken away. Every time you stand for truth, even when it hurts, you build a legacy of reliability and honor. People might forget your achievements, but they will always remember your character. Integrity outlasts every season because it aligns you with truth, and truth never fades. Life often presents opportunities that seem harmless but challenge your principles: small lies to make things easier, small compromises to please others, small deceptions to gain approval. Yet those small cracks in integrity can grow into deep fractures over time. When you lose your word, you lose your worth. That is why you must protect your integrity as something sacred, something you never trade for temporary comfort or gain. The greatest leaders, teachers, and believers in history all shared one thing in common: they valued their integrity more than their image. Their strength came from being the same person in private that they appeared to be in public. When you walk in integrity, you attract the trust of others and the blessing of God. People may not always understand your choices, but they will feel the truth in your actions. Integrity is not just about telling the truth, it's about living the truth. It's keeping promises, honoring commitments, and doing the right thing even when no one notices. It's being faithful in the small things, because integrity built in the little areas becomes unbreakable in the big ones. Over time, integrity becomes your greatest ally. It guards your reputation, strengthens your spirit, and ensures that every success you achieve is solid and lasting. Without integrity, success is hollow, fleeting, and fragile. With it, even small victories shine with eternal value, so keep it in your pocket as one of life's most precious treasures. It will protect your soul, earn you the respect of others, and secure the blessings that only truth can bring. Faith is the light that keeps burning when every other light has gone out. To keep faith in your pocket means to hold on to belief when there is no evidence, to trust God when the path ahead is hidden, and to keep walking even when you don't know where the road will lead. Life will often test you with moments that seem unbearable, seasons of silence, unanswered prayers, and doors that remain closed. But it is in these moments that faith reveals its true power. Faith does not remove the storm. It gives you the strength to stand within it. It whispers that there is purpose in the pain, growth in the struggle, and beauty in the waiting. Faith teaches you that even when you can't see God's hand, you can still trust His heart. When everything is uncertain and fear tries to take over, faith becomes your anchor. It holds you steady while emotions shift and circumstances change. It reminds you that your story isn't finished, that your current struggle is not your final chapter. Faith does not promise an easy journey, but it assures a victorious destination. It teaches you to believe that there is meaning even in disappointment, that God's delays are not denials, but divine redirections. Every person who has ever done something great for God has walked through seasons where faith was all they had. They couldn't see the outcome, but they chose to keep believing, and in time their faith turned into sight. Faith is more than positive thinking. It is spiritual confidence. It's knowing that no matter what happens, God remains faithful. When you keep faith in your pocket, you walk through life with a peace that cannot be shaken. You may face rejection, loss, or betrayal, but faith reminds you that there's still something greater ahead. It teaches you to praise even before the victory, to thank God not only for what He has done, but for what He is going to do. Faith transforms your attitude. It replaces fear with courage, anxiety with assurance, and doubt with determination. It helps you rise each morning with hope, even when yesterday tried to break you. The beauty of faith is that it grows strongest in the dark. It doesn't need visible proof to survive. It thrives on trust. It's easy to believe when everything is going well, but true faith stands unshaken when the wind blows hardest. When life says no, faith says not yet. When circumstances say impossible, faith says God can. The longer you hold on to faith, the more you realize it is not fragile, it is fire. It burns brighter with every test, and one day, when you look back on your journey, you'll see that faith carried you through moments you thought would destroy you. So keep it close, guard it well, and never let it go. Faith is the invisible thread that connects your present to God's promise, and one day you'll thank yourself for never letting it slip from your pocket. Forgiveness is one of the hardest yet most liberating acts a person can carry in their heart. To keep forgiveness in your pocket means to always be ready to release pain, resentment, and bitterness, even when the wound feels too deep to heal. Life will bring moments when people hurt you, betray you, or disappoint you in ways that words can hardly describe. It is natural to feel anger, sadness, and even a desire for justice, but holding on to that bitterness only chains you to the very pain you wish to escape. Forgiveness is not about approving what was done to you, it is about freeing yourself from its hold. When you choose to forgive, you are not saying that the other person was right. You are declaring that you refuse to let their wrong destroy your peace. There is a quiet strength in forgiveness. It requires more courage to let go than to hold on. The world teaches us to retaliate, to get even, to make others feel the pain they caused us. But true wisdom teaches the opposite, that forgiveness is not weakness. It is power under control. When you forgive, you take back your peace and stop allowing the offense to define your emotions. The person who wronged you may never say sorry, and they may never understand the depth of the hurt they caused. But forgiveness is not for them, it's for you. It's the way your heart breathes again after being suffocated by anger. Holding onto resentment is like carrying a stone in your pocket everywhere you go, heavy, uncomfortable, and unnecessary. It burdens your soul and clouds your joy. But when you choose forgiveness, it's like emptying that pocket, letting go of the weight that was never meant to be yours. The act of forgiving doesn't mean you forget the lesson or ignore your boundaries. It simply means you choose healing over hatred. The one who forgives walks lighter, smiles easier, and lives freer. Forgiveness is a divine act because it mirrors God's own nature, full of mercy, slow to anger, and rich in compassion. Every time you choose to forgive, you reflect a piece of God's heart. There are people who live decades imprisoned by what someone did to them years ago. They build walls around their pain, thinking it will protect them, but those same walls also keep love, joy, and growth from entering. Forgiveness breaks those walls. It is a decision, not an emotion. You might not feel like forgiving, but when you decide to release the hurt, your heart begins to heal, and with time, the feelings follow. Life is too short to let bitterness poison your future. Letting go doesn't mean you lose. It means you rise above what tried to break you. When you keep forgiveness in your pocket, you carry the key to your own freedom. And years from now, you'll look back and thank yourself for choosing peace over pain, grace over grudges, and healing over hate. Gratitude is a quiet power that transforms the way we see and experience life. To keep gratitude in your pocket means to carry a heart that chooses to focus on what's right rather than what's wrong, on what you have rather than what you lack. It's easy to complain when life feels unfair, when prayers seem unanswered, and when progress feels slow. But gratitude shifts your perspective. It helps you see that even in hard times, there's always something worth thanking God for. A grateful heart doesn't deny pain. It simply refuses to let pain steal the joy of living. When you make gratitude a habit, you begin to see blessings hidden in ordinary moments, the breath in your lungs, the strength to rise again, the people who love you, and the opportunities that still await you. Gratitude changes how you think, how you speak, and how you live. It softens the heart and strengthens the spirit. People who practice gratitude radiate peace because they've learned that happiness is not found in possessions, but in perspective. When you carry gratitude in your pocket, every situation, even the difficult ones, becomes an opportunity for growth. You begin to see lessons in challenges and miracles in small things. Life's trials no longer define you, they refine you. Gratitude helps you focus on what truly matters, reminding you that you're blessed not because everything is perfect, but because, despite imperfections, you're still standing, still breathing, still moving forward. Gratitude is also a form of faith. It's thanking God before the blessing arrives, trusting that His plan is good even when you can't see the full picture. When you're grateful, You create room for more blessings because a thankful heart attracts favor. Complaining shuts doors, but gratitude opens them. It reminds heaven that you are ready for more because you have honored what you already have. The more you give thanks, the more reasons you find to continue doing so. Life rewards those who notice its beauty, even in broken places. A person who keeps gratitude close is never truly empty because they understand that even a little becomes much when blessed by God's hand. Carrying gratitude also protects you from bitterness. It's hard to stay angry or envious when your heart is full of appreciation. Gratitude keeps your eyes on your journey, not on someone else's. It helps you celebrate others without feeling small yourself. Each day offers something to be grateful for, and the more you recognize it, the lighter your heart becomes. Gratitude turns moments into memories and ordinary days into sacred experiences. In time, gratitude becomes your natural language. You start thanking more, worrying less, giving more, and expecting less. It fills your spirit with peace that circumstances cannot shake. So keep it always in your pocket. When life challenges you, reach for it. When blessings overflow, cherish it. Gratitude doesn't just change your situation. It transforms your soul, teaching you to see God's goodness everywhere, every day, in everything.